regular meeting of the Board of Public Works this Tuesday, March 29th of 2022. First up, just a quick message for anyone on Zoom. If you have any comments you'd like to make on items on the agenda or when we call for comments on items not on the agenda, you can use the raised hand function or the chat function, and we will recognize your comment at that time. So first up, we have messages from board members. Do we have any messages from the board?
I would be remiss if I didn't thank everyone on the cruise for all the work they do every week. We really appreciate your good work, and thank you all.
Thank you. Next up, we have petitions and remonstrances. This is the opportunity to make a public comment on something not on the agenda this evening. We will pause for a moment to check for any public comment on items not on the agenda.
Does anybody on the Zoom link have any public comment they would like to offer at this time? No? We do not see any.
All right, seeing none, we will move on to the consent agenda. In the consent agenda, we have the approval of the minutes for March 15th of 2022, Resolution 2022-04, Hoosier Half Marathon and 5K, Resolution 2022-10, the Combine and Trades District, 2022 Kone Service Agreement, Revised 2022 Cummins, Inc. Service Agreement for Preventative Maintenance of Public Works Generators, 2022 Earthkeepers, Inc. Service Agreement, and then approval of the payroll register. Do we have any items that need to be removed from the consent agenda this evening? Seeing none, do we have any public comment on anything within the consent agenda?
Not seeing anything come through on the Zoom meeting.
All right, seeing none. Is there a motion on the consent agenda?
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Next up, we have new business. Under new business, we have amendment number 1 to preliminary engineering contract with Bynum Fanyo and Associates, Inc. for the 6th and Morton Alley Improvement Project.
Good evening, this is Adam Wason on behalf of Neil Copper with the engineering department. So this project we prioritized in Public Works and originally was just included as a project for the north-south alley and the west leg of the east-west alley of the block bordered by Morton, College, 6th, and Kirkwood. We selected Bynum Fanyo at that time to offer design services for that project. We, as a board might recall, last year put that project out to bid. It came in quite higher than anticipated and above budget, so we pulled back, encumbered some money for that project, and then expanded the scope of the project to also include 2 additional blocks of alleys that would be bordered by College, Walnut, 7th, and 8th, and then the blocks that border Grant, Dunn, Kirkwood, and 6th. So this raises the design contract by $32,660 for a total new contract amount of $48,350. And our thought process here was knowing that the last project last year came in well above budget. We were hoping by combining 3 locations, we might get some economy of scale with one larger contractor for that. So we'll get this design finished up and put out to bid for hopefully late summer construction. And happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Questions from the board on this item?
No, I don't have a question.
Okay. Any public comment on this item?
Seeing none.
All right, seeing no comments, do we have a motion on the item?
I move approval of amendment number 1 to preliminary engineering contract with Bynum Fanyo and Associates, Inc. for the 6th to Morton Alley Improvement Project.
Second.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Next up, we have contract with HFI for City Hall Central Plant Controls Upgrade.
Again, Adam Wason on behalf of J.D. Boroff, our Public Works Operations and Facility Director. So this is a request for a contract with HFI for our HVAC system, control system here at City Hall. So the system that's currently in use is quite obsolete, and we've been under contract with HFI for City Hall for some time for our HVAC services here. They are very knowledgeable and know our system quite well. And so this is a full replacement of our central plant controls for our entire City Hall HVAC system, and this contract would be for $36,350. These funds were encumbered from 2021 and have received the Controller's Office approval for a sole source purchase for this. Happy to answer any questions.
Questions on this item?
No.
And this was approved for sole source because they are our provider
Yes.
for all of the
Yes,
HVAC.
and we obviously did check pricing and other things, and so not only is it fair pricing, but they've also are our service provider for the system here at City Hall. So when it comes to the cooling tower, all the mechanical aspects of the HVAC system, they have our service contracts for that as well, which go out to bid on a regular basis for competitive bid.
Any public comment on this item?
I'll just make a further note that this will make JD very happy. Our system's really pretty obsolete. Well, this will give us the ability to manage and control things remotely, which we've never really had the ability to do. As most folks know, this building was rehabbed from in the late 90s from being a 100-year-old Showers Furniture Factory building. So a lot of those original systems are still in place, and a lot of those systems have been upgraded in the last 25 years. This is kind of one of those last components that's really going to be a great benefit to our ability to manage the HVAC system here.
I think it's installed 25 years ago, so it is time to have it replaced.
Same time our phone system was.
All right. Are there any public comments on Zoom or anything showing up there? All right. Seeing no public comment, is there a motion on this item?
I move approval of contract with HFI for City Hall Central Plant Controls upgrade.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Next up is staff reports and other business.
Once again, Adam Wason, Public Works Director. Just a couple brief updates for the board today and for the public. We are now entering into that spring season. So our yard waste season is starting right now. So every other week, yard waste pickup for our sanitation customers has begun. You can go to the sanitation website for the different sizes and weight limitations for the yard waste program, but that kicked off and has been a robust start to the yard waste season. Also means we're entering into construction season. So not only the projects that have carried over throughout the winter, but all projects that are going to be kicking off here in the spring, both paving, different transportation type projects, bike ped improvements. We've got some greenway projects coming up. So just make a note that, for the general public that construction season may mean some minor delays on some of your preferred routes or, workers out in the city right-of-ways and streets. And so just being careful of all those that are out working to make those improvements throughout the city. That's all I have for today.
Adam, when do the streets downtown close for the restaurant?
So Kirkwood closed as of last Monday in the three locations. That's going to be from Indiana to Dunn, Dunn to Grant, and then the half block from basically the Buskirk Chumley back to Walnut Street. So those closures did occur.
Okay.
I think in future years, if we consider that, we may push out a little further into April just based on weather. We've had a couple good days, but probably more bad
Mostly
days
not,
than good
yeah.
in terms of outdoor dining right now. But
Yeah.
we heard loud and clear from the restaurants. They found it to be a great benefit, and another year of recovery with from COVID is something that they're greatly appreciative of. So, and also the parklets have been installed. I think all 8 of them have.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, next up is approval of claims.
I move approval of claims, $696,082.30.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Do we have any public comment on claims? All right, seeing no public comment, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. And with that, if there's nothing else, I will call for adjournment.